'Tis the season for holiday cards, and in many cases, the creation of that holiday letter.
Here to guide us in coming up with one that finds the right tone, and by that I don't mean it doesn't sound too braggy or makes it seem like your life is perfect, but still has you sharing information that people are genuinely interested in, is Jodi R.R. Smith. Thank you so much for being with us.
Etiquette expert and founder of Mannersmith. But this is a difficult balance because, you know, we've all gotten those holiday letters that maybe are 5 pages long, really detailed.
I dread them.
Yes, this is not a regurgitation of your diary. You should not be going month by month. Highlight reel. 1 page maximum with a font that we can read, not an 8-point font to try to fit it all in. Make it fun, interesting, so that people want to find out more about what you've been doing for the year.
Okay, so it's got to be less. I'm with that 1 page or less. It's like a resume.
Yes.
Get it all on there in 1 page or less.
Yes.
I mean, so many people just do cards. Do you have a preference of should you be sending a letter or just do a card?
I happen to really like the letter.
You do?
You do.
I'm not Facebook friends with everybody. I want to hear how people are doing. A card, it's fun to see them, but I want to hear how old is their kid, what's their dog up to, where have they traveled. I really do want to hear a little bit more, and it should not be the same stuff you're putting on Facebook anyway. This should really be a look back, a year in review of the highlights of things that have gone well for you and your family.
What about things that have not gone so well? I don't want to come across as too braggy. Do you indicate like, oh, so-and-so didn't get the job this year, but she's still looking, and you know, what?
No, so you want to be careful. So you can have negative information if it's something that people are already aware of. So
like a health problem?
If I had been undergoing health problems for the past 3 years, and you can say Jodi is now in remission, that's something to say. Or Jodi needed to go through some treatments in July, but all's looking well. We don't need any doctor reports. We don't need to know what medications I'm on. And if something really is wrong, the holiday card is not the time to disseminate that news. Somebody should not get a card with my smiling family, open it up, and read that I'm critically ill. That's not the time.
That's not the place.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about, before you put your card out to the world, I know every year sometimes you cringe because someone has a grammatical error or a spelling mistake. They do the apostrophe S instead, you know, instead of just the S. And you're like, uh-oh. I mean, should you make sure, what do you do to make sure people don't make those mistakes?
So what happens is people are doing these at 2 o'clock in the morning. I have to get it out, I have to get it out. Do it in advance. Make sure that you have the time to put it aside, to reread it. And everybody has a friend that is a grammar guru who loves to nitpick. Send your draft to them. They will proof it for you, they will send it back, and then you can print it out.
What I love is my grandmother used to redline it and send it back. Yeah,
I like your grandmother.
She was quite the woman. She was quite the woman.
Send it again with pepper grammar.
A lot of my family members are Jewish. I want to buy one holiday card.
Yes.
And I'm Catholic. I want to express my sentiment and my spirituality.
Yes.
Is it okay to send a spiritual message to a non-Christian person?
Well, there's all sorts of religions with all sorts of spiritual messages that have holidays during the December holiday break time. And what I encourage you to do is to be sensitive. So as the recipient, I am happy to get blessings from any and all religion because I could use all the blessings that I can get.
Right, okay.
As the sender, I also want to be sensitive. So if I can buy 2 different sets of cards, or if I can buy something that is more of a global message of peace and love, I'm going to opt for that instead.
But maybe okay to send Merry Christmas to someone who doesn't celebrate versus a biblical message.
Right. So there are gradations here, and there are so many cards on the market that I encourage you, get a couple of each. And when you don't know, send something just a little bit more on the generic side.
When in doubt, don't. So what about when you're having this wonderful time, you're sending your holiday letter about all the great things, but you know that this person that you're sending it to is having a really tough time. They had a death in the family. They lost their job. Like, should you send something that's talking about all your happiness to someone who's having a hard time, or maybe does that lift their spirits?
I'd be careful about not sending it, because then I bump into one of our mutual friends in the grocery store and I say, oh, I got Kara's letter. And she goes, oh, I didn't get it. She didn't, I must have gotten dropped from her list.
Maybe you're like thinking of you in there. Or?
Exactly. You're one step ahead of me.
Personalize it.
At the bottom of the letter, say, Dear Beth, I look forward to getting together with you for coffee in the new year. A little something, or I'm thinking of you during the holidays. I know this might be a tough time for you.
Big proponent of signing each Christmas card.
Yes, so even if you're printing out the letter,
but people don't.
Real signatures.
No, like if you're getting the picture cards and you say from the house family, then where are you going to sign it?
You can't sign on the picture cards, or you have to be crafty.
I get the silver marker, and I just put a ho 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 Scott.
Because you do like a regular card, but if you're doing a picture card and it says from all the names of the house family, should you still sign it?
Well, that's why you add the holiday letter into the picture card. Solves
I
both
gotta send you a
problems.
letter now.
I want a letter, even though I know what you're doing every minute of the day.
Every day. You have my calendar. Let me tell you.
Maybe he can write the letter for you.
Oh, that's very clever.
But don't have your dog write the letter. The people that try to get cutesy and have the card come from the basset hound.
I know.
No, don't talk about yourself in the third person. Don't have your dog write the letter. Don't write it from the point of view of your Christmas tree. Really, just write the letter. Unless you're a professional comedian, just write the letter.
One last question. If we don't get the Christmas card from the same person that we've been sending it to for 3 to 4 years now, is it okay to take them off the list?
Yes, after 5 years of you sending and then not sending back, absolutely, you can take them off the list.
Take them off the list and not be worried about it.
You're okay.
What if you get one and you hadn't sent one? I know in our house we save the address and then we immediately send them one. Should we do that?
You can do that, but you keep track of who you're sending them to, and that way you're not doing that every single year to that same person.
Okay. And make sure you make those label changes when people get divorced.
Yes.
You don't put that label on there. Oof.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Jodi. Appreciate it.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. For more etiquette advice from Jodi, be sure to check out our website. It's mannersmith.com.